How does Star Citizen build a massively detailed universe with multiple star systems within our lifetime when it hasn't even completed one full star system yet? We are going to talk about that and look at the latest sprint report from Cloud Imperium, what they're working on now, and all that sort of jazz. We had the Inside Star Citizen video, a new studio appears, looking at the new Turbulent headed studio and the Persistent Universe Locations team. They are going to be creating entire star systems for the game, and these will not just be pretty, they're not going to be empty spaces, they are each going to be full of content and have a unique character. They will in future be able to develop large portions of gameplay in some of those areas and new locations too, or at least be involved with it, and they're tooling up to be able to achieve that goal, creating whole star systems, but are working on various gameplay areas and points of interest that will be in the game soon. It's very much not just whole star systems they're working on. They are working on various smaller locations and gameplay too, and will continue to iterate and add more content to the game world. Rooftop gameplay is being worked on, and you can expect places like Area 18 and around ArcCorp to have missions and reasons around to move around on rooftops. So assume building assaults and NPCs that you can talk to there, drop-off locations, but actual entry into some of these buildings. Hospital locations are currently being created for every major landing zone currently in-game, and some that aren't in-game. They will be building hospitals and clinics at space stations too in the future, so not just planetary locations like Microtech. Procedural gameplay variations are another focus. They want lots of different types of gameplay within the subset of gameplay that we already have, but they don't want it to be repetitive or boring. They want it to be interesting and have variation. They are developing space stations and tools so they can build them quickly too. It sounds like they're part of an initiative to expand out missions at major landing zones, as well as give reasons to players to stay planetside for longer. They want people to be able to live their best lives at a landing zone and spend a lot of time there going, oh, I want to customize my hab, or there's cool stuff to see, or there's people to talk to, or there's things to do, or there's social experiences, or this is just really pretty, I want to walk around and eat a burrito. During the video, there were hints at potential medical insurance as well. They are very much working with Cloud Imperium rather than isolated from them as well. So they're actively working with other teams to ship actual content now. It's not something that's only in the far future, it is something that's very much being worked on. And they will be a massive force in getting 30, 40, 50, 100 star systems in-game one day, and in the shorter term, they're going to be getting a greater turnaround on star systems, so you'll see actual gameplay and stuff come into our hands in the not too distant future, and star systems I would expect more and more to come in game over the next couple of years. We do know that Turbulent are planning to expand their Star Citizen gameplay focused sort of workforce to I think around 100 people over the next couple of years as well, so that'll be cool to see. Let's take a look at the sprint report and some of what Cloud Imperium are currently working on too this quarter. So VFX teams are working on making thrusters more easily visible at distance, especially in gas clouds when it's very hard to see them. They have a prototype at the moment with a similar effect to what they use on missiles at range, so you can basically see bright lights moving around indicating a thruster. Contrails have been somewhat bugged since gas clouds were more widely in the game, and they are trying to revive contrails so we can have them in game and see ships at range and have an indicator of what sort of direction they're going in and have come from. They're also going to have gas clouds being affected by ships moving through them, so that'll be cool to see effects-wise. Harvestables and Flora are being concepted and created for the Pyro system. Devil Pods of Pyro 4 is one of them. These are going to be used for heat-resistant textiles in game lore, but I suppose also in game trade. There is Jara's Veil, a winded enemy at the edge of cliffs as well, sort of cool, interesting ideas for stuff like that. Colonial outposts are seeing further work. These will be seen in Frontier systems, including Pyro. They showed off some props and furniture for bedroom there, and living areas, beds, rugs, drapes, pottery, lots of little props like that. The Saber is getting made up to the gold standard, so it's getting basically all its component cupboards metriced in and hooked up and openable in the same way that Gladius got it in 3.13. We're going to see more work on the gold standard of that ship over the next quarter. The Hercules Starlifter had an inventory storage compartment added to it, so basically in the area above the main cargo hold. These will have the function with the local inventory system, allowing you to access sort of more personal storage and other storage for the ship, so you can move inventory between landing zones, your ship, and your personal inventory as well. Move them around. Work on cluster bombs, and their delivery is also being worked on for the A2 bomber variant of the Starlifter. That's going to be cool. The Redeemer has seen further work too, pushing it towards actually being flyable one day. It's got such an interesting sort of past, that Redeemer, being built by normal peoples that won a competition, the Next Great Starship, which Cloud Imperium then employed some of the people there, and they sort of had this Redeemer original in hangar in game that you can actually see it, but then they needed to reconcept it, and it's been this sort of like elephant in the room of a reconcept ship, but it is now coming towards actual completion. It's being pushed towards being flyable in the not too distant future. Really looking forward to that. They showed some work that they've been doing, sort of like looking at thruster glow. They want to make sure the glow on the sort of engines, the thrusters, are just right for the ship, because it's really important that it looks great. They want to tinker with the turrets more on the top and bottom of the ship, and the belly of the ship is going to be much less box-like when completed. It's certainly not finished. It is still a work in progress. I actually really like the look of the Redeemer at the moment. Obviously, just the shapeology. It's not gone through its like super high detail pass or anything like that yet, and we're sort of waiting on confirming all of its weapons and its full-on function. Now we know it's a gunship and everything like that, and I want to see what it's sort of like it's supposed to match up against and how it's going to work gameplay wise. How Cloud Imperium think that's going to work is really important to me, and we'll learn that in the next few weeks, I suspect. But what do you think? Do you like the look of the Redeemer yourself? What about getting lots of star systems in game? Do you think Turbulent can help do that in a timely manner? Or is it going to be something that's still going to be many, many, many years before we even have a dozen systems? Are you looking forward to the Hercules Starlifter being in game? And do you think the A2, which is obviously coming later, are bombs and that sort of stuff actually going to be useful in the game, or are they going to be a bit more sort of like, meh, it's going to be great for sandbox, but maybe not so good for actual gameplay reasons? Whatever your thoughts though, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Do you have questionable taste in anime? Do you not want internet pirates looting your internet search history? Do you want a way to have more accessibility to the internets from more countries? Or is your security and privacy important to you? Well, get NordVPN. I shill for them, and you should use the code BoredGamer or the links below for a discount. Try it out. It's like a fleet of escort ships making sure your internet experience doesn't get griefed. We have the April ship giveaway as well for a Mercury Star Runner. The ship is extremely multi-role and should be part of any budding citizen's fleet. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning one is comment on any of my videos made during the month. A random commenter will take that prize. These giveaways and the wider channel content are made possible by people that go the extra mile by becoming a Patreon or a YouTube channel member with that join button and the links below. And me and Zin, the editor for the channel, are now trying to put out regular exclusive content as a thank you. We'll also be asking you in those videos to help shape the channel with making decisions about what content we do and how we do it. Please consider joining if you're really enjoying the content. It really does help. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more Star Citizen content, and I'll see you in the verse.